Hello everyone. Today in this video, I'm talking about solving rational equations. So before we get started, if you don't know how to add or subtract or simplify rational expressions, I highly recommend you to watch previous videos. Okay. All right. Now let's get started with rational equations. Okay. Previously, we talked about rational expression and how to add two rational expressions. If you notice, we have here two rational expressions and we have equal sign. So that's why we're calling it rational equations, because we have an equal sign. Okay. Now, again, we have here two rational expressions, between them addition, and we have equal sign, then we have another rational expression. Now the main idea in this lesson, we need to make one rational expression equal to another rational expression. If we have this, we can do cross multiplication, we can do simplifying first and then cross multiplication, and we're gonna form an equation. It will be easy to be solved. Okay, so here what's the main idea is just to make one rational expression. Okay, so we need to deal with this side, the left hand side, because in this side we have two rational expressions. Okay, so again guys, wherever we see two or more rational expressions, we need to combine them. Either we can add or subtract according to the operation. Okay, so here, because we have addition, we need to add the two rational expressions to make them just one rational expression, and after that it will be so easy to be solved. Okay, so let's start with the left hand side, as I said, because we need to make the left hand side just one rational expression. Okay, now let's take it here and deal with it. 2x plus, sorry, 2x over squared x minus 9 plus 3 over x plus 3. Okay, now we have two expressions and we need to add them. So if you remember in the previous lesson, we said we need to have same denominator. Okay, so look at the denominators, they're not the same, so we have to have the same denominator. So in this situation, we need to factorize the denominators to check what divisor or factor we have and what factors we don't have. Okay, so the first one, we have squared x minus 9, square difference between squares. Okay, so it can be factorized in this way: x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 3. Okay, and keep the top, don't do anything with the top. Even if it can be factorized, don't factorize it. Okay, so here, please keep this in your mind. Just the denominator, we factorize the denominator in the first step. Okay, because we need to add, plus 3 over x plus 3. Now obviously we know that we have here x plus 3 and x plus 3, but we don't have x minus 3, so of course we have to multiply x minus 3 in the top and x minus 3 in the bottom. Okay, and the denominator will be x minus 3 x plus 3. Now what you need to do, as you learned in the previous lesson, we need to distribute this, okay, and combine. So it's gonna be in one numerator, which is 2x, this 2x. Okay, and now let's deal with the other side. 3 times x is gonna be positive 3, so it's gonna be plus 3x, and 3 multiplied by negative 3, it's gonna be negative 9. Okay, so again, move vertically here. You're gonna see my point in a minute. Okay, so here the denominator, still we keep them. Okay, and the numerator we just combine like terms. So we have here 2x plus 3x, it's gonna be 5x minus 9. Okay, Now let's go back to the question. Here we had two rational expressions and we just made them just one rational expression. Okay, so we deal with the left hand side. Now look at the right hand side. We have here in the right hand side one ready rational expression. Okay, one rational expression, because if we have two or more, we need to deal with it. Okay, we need to just make it one rational expression. Okay, now since we have just one rational expression, just copy and paste here. Okay, so all the time just we have 1 over x minus 3, so it means at the end this one equals to 1 over x minus 3. Alright, now if you remember at the beginning I said to solve like these problems, okay, rational equations, we have to have one rational expression in the left hand side and equals to one rational expression in the right hand side. If we have so, we need to simplify. Okay, check if it can be simplified. By the way, it cannot be simplified all the time. In some example it can be simplified, in other example no, it cannot be simplified. Okay, so let's check this out. Now if you remember, if we have, when we had like 2 over 4, okay, now we have it in just one fraction, so we can cancel the factors, the common factors, like divide by 2 is going to be 1, divide by 2 is going to be 2, so it's going to be 1 over 2. Okay, so this is just one fraction. So if we have 1 over 2 equals to, for example, x over 2, okay, so here because we have equal sign, okay, we can simplify from the top and top or bottom bottom. Okay, so here in this situation, since we have 2 in common factor here between the bottom and the bottom in the second side, the right hand side, it works only if we have equal sign. Okay, if we have equal sign it works. Why? Look, let me remove this and show you. When you do cross multiplication, it's gonna be 2x equals to 2 multiplied by 1. So here divide by 2, so the 2 is gonna be cancelled. Okay, so that's why there's an easy way. If we have something in common in the two tops, okay, in the left hand side and right hand side, okay, and remember we have to have equal sign here to do so. Okay, so here look at the equations we have x minus 3 here and we have x minus 3 in the right hand side. So in this situation, since both of them are denominators and we have equal sign between them, they can be cancelled. Okay, and don't forget to write the restriction here. X can't be positive 3. Okay, now the right hand side becomes 1 over 1 and the right hand side, the left hand side remains the same. Okay, 5x minus 9 over x plus 3, but we have x minus 3, it's been cancelled. Okay, now do cross multiplication. Okay, and we're gonna get 5x minus 9 equals to, now x plus 3 multiplied by x, it's gonna be x plus 3. Now if you notice we have here a linear equation. We need to solve for x. Okay, but before that, don't forget that we had here, okay, denominator. We just write here, we wrote the restriction, and we have another denominator, x plus 3, so we need to write the restrictions as well on the variable x, so x can't be negative 3. Okay, just keep this in your mind. Now let's go back to our linear equation. Okay, this linear equation, and solve for x. We have 2 x's, so minus x plus 9 plus 9. So 4x equals to 12. So simply x is, when you divide both sides by 4, you're gonna get x equals to 3. Now this is the answer. Okay, this is the solution of this this equation. All right. Now, this is the final answer, okay? But let's go back to the restrictions. We have here, our restriction says x can't be 3, okay? We need to keep this in mind, okay? Since the solution is just 3 and x can't be 3, it means immediately x can't be 3 because it makes the denominator 0, okay? So in this situation, since this is the only solution we got, okay, we need to say there is no solution, okay, because there's a restriction says x can't be 3, okay. Let's say we had x equals the answers. Let's say we had a quadratic equation and we've got x equals 1, x equals to 3. So in this situation we need just to eliminate this value because x can't be just negative 3 and positive 3. So we had no problem with 1. So in this situation the only solution is just x equals to 1. But unfortunately we had just here one answer, x equals to 3, and it is the restriction, so we need to exclude this answer, okay. So the answer here, the final answer, there is no solution, okay. All right, now let's do another example, okay, to make sure that you got it 100%. Okay, now look at this example. We have 1 over x plus 1 equals to 1 over squared x plus 5 over x. Okay, now if you notice we have two rational expressions in the right hand side, sorry, we have it here, okay, and in the left hand side we just have 1 over x plus 1, which is one rational expression, okay. So this side is ready, so just keep it 1 over x plus 1 equals. Now it means we need to deal with the right hand side in this situation. So okay, let's take it and let's factorize the denominator and let's see what you're gonna get, okay. So here we have x squared plus x, so x is common factor, so it's gonna be x brackets x plus 1 plus 5 over x. Now here we have x and we have x, but we have no x plus 1, so immediately multiply this part by x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 1, okay. Now again we're dealing with just this side, okay, so ignore the left hand side for a while. So this becomes 1 over x multiplied by x plus 1 plus 5x plus 5. Again we have to distribute, okay, over x multiplied by x plus 1, okay. So we have one denominator, so keep the denominator and combine like terms. So we have 5x, we have no other 5x in this side, so just keep 5x, and we have 1 plus 5, which is positive 6, so it's going to be 5x plus 6, okay. So this is the right hand side and it has become one rational expression, okay. So it means it's ready to be solved, okay. So now take the left hand side and don't change anything, just copy and paste, okay. Now before doing cross multiplication method, okay, let's check if we have something in common in the top or in the bottom, okay. Now we have here x plus 1 in the bottom, okay, and we have x plus 1 as well, so we have a common factor. So to simplify it, just cancel them out, okay. So here leaving 1 and do again cross multiplication, so it's going to be x equals to 5x plus 6. Now solve for x by subtracting x from both sides. 0 equals to 4x plus 6. Now subtract 6 from both sides. Negative 6 equals to 4x, okay. But I forgot something here. I forgot to write the restrictions, okay, so don't forget that, please, okay. So x can't be, the first one, x can't be 0 and x can't be negative 1, okay. Those are the restrictions. Okay, now let's continue here. Divide both sides by 4. X is negative, simplified, it's going to be negative 3 over 2. So this is the answer. Now check the restrictions. If this answer, x equals to negative 3 over 2, makes any problem. So when you check the restrictions, okay, there's no problem when x equals to negative 3 over 2. So in this situation, this one is accepted. Okay, so this is it for the solving rational equations. Okay.